Go ahead, up.
You're going to announce it.
Ecclesiastes 11, verse 5. As thou knowest not what is the way of the spirit, nor how the bones grow in the womb, or her that is with child, even so thou knowest not the works of the Most High who maketh all. In the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thine hand, for thou knowest not whether thou shalt prosper, either this or that, or whether they both shall be alike good. So I thought that was going I thought that connected with the with the 2 Maccabees 7 and 22.
It does.
Because they didn't worry about, she didn't worry about how everything was. She just did what.
I'll tell you how it connected, because it said she was in the spirit. So she had to have been drawn, just like Yahawashi. They always drew from the scriptures. Right. So she was quoting scriptures. That was in her reservoir.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
Right.
And that's beautiful, man, because that's what the Lord is exhorting us to do now, man, to have that kind of faith, that faith of a mustard seed.
Yeah. Go over there, jumping in, man.
That look, I got one job, and I'm sealed on my job. These so-called white people, they're unimportant. Our enemies are irrelevant, really. We should have tunnel vision, because they don't matter just like the heathens don't matter.
Gone.
We locked in and loaded on our mission. They are a means to an end. Our salvation is determined by our own diligence and our faith. What you do determines the spirit of Yahawashi where you land at. Jacob's salvation, the brothers inside of this nation of Israel, their destination can vary based on how they carry themselves. Everybody else's judgment is locked and sealed. We in that time, man, where the Lord's starting to raise us up. He's starting to say, look, I'm giving y'all the conclusion of the matter. Y'all ain't understand that? Here it go. Y'all need you need that faith? Here it go. Because it wasn't like them 7 brothers got a quiz. Like they said, who was the 4th king of Judah? No, it wasn't about none of that. It was about how much you believe in Yahawashi. Because that's what it's going to boil down to in the end. When the Lord starts taking away all these luxuries and people start dying, it's going to be you and Yahawashi.
If I may say this, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
But it's to me it's more deeper than that, because when it was 7 of them, right? And each one had to have an even more higher level of faith, because seeing what the other went through, knowing that you
Right, they had
next.
to build them up on another level, yeah.
That's not correct. Like you said to me, it ain't no secret interpretation.
Right.
You absolutely right again. The spirit flowing. Go ahead, brother.
You had to have a extra level of faith, seeing your brother, he got his tongue cut out.
You absolutely
I'm next. The other one got mangled. I'm next. What are they gonna do to me? So the Most High had to strengthen them.
Yeah,
faith.
every time on another level. Yeah, man.
This is another one. The 2 Maccabees 15 and 8. Wherefore he exhorted his people to not fear the coming of the heathen against them,
Oh, wow.
but to
Beautiful.
remember the help which in former times they have received from heaven, and now expect victory and aid which should come unto them from the Almighty.
Read that one more time, Mark. That's beautiful.
2 Maccabees 15 and verse 8. Wherefore he exhorted his people not to fear the coming of the heathen.
Not to fear no heathen, man. Go ahead, that's beautiful.
Against them, but remember the help which in former times they have received from heaven, and now to expect the victory and aid which should come unto them from the Almighty.
To expect the victory, man.
And
That's a win-win situation no matter what, man.
You say expect it.
and that's what we're doing now. We out here looking at the things of old, expecting to get the same reward they got.
Right.
Being patient. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
man.
That's
Being
crazy.
patient.
Oldie but goodie.
Oldie but goodie.
It fit.
Oldie but
Revelations
goodie.
2 and 9.
Right.
I know thy works in tribulation
Right.
and poverty.
Right.
But thou art rich.
And that's the point. We are rich, man. In the faith, in the bloodline. Having Yahawashi to come back and redeem us. Having him to sacrifice himself for the elect, man.
And
We are rich.
They say expect it.
Right, man.
Ain't no wavering, ain't no
Right.
maybe.
Right.
You ain't no little kid waiting for your daddy to pull up, man.
No.
He's pulling up.
We know he coming.
Exactly.
We
and that's how
know.
we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be in that spirit.
That's
If
the
we seeing
richness.
The prophecies come to pass. We know these things are happening. We're witnessing these things happening. That means if the judgment of the wicked is happening, the reward for the righteous should be right along with it.
Go ahead, brother.
I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
Right.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
Right.
Be thou faithful unto death.
And them 10 days just mean an unnumbered number. Go ahead,
He says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
Nah.
Yahawashi did it.
Come.
You know, Yahawashi, our king, he went through that and he went all the way to the gate, man. All the way to the gate, man. He ain't back down at all, man.
Hey, read 3 and 10.
This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. All right. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation,
Which is that RFD microchip.
which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth.
And you're supposed to expect that, man. If you labor in truth and sincerity, you're supposed to expect that protection, man. You're supposed to be locked, sealed on Yahawashi and expecting him to come and deliver you, man. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, what are you worried about?
Verse 11, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
Right.
Exactly. And hold fast and keep the faith, man, because you're going to have, once you grow in faith, the level of temptation becomes that much harder, man. The Lord ain't going to see you no level 1 temptation if you're on level 4.
Come.
He going to start sending you temptations that's on your level. That's why you got to do what? Hold fast that nobody take your crown. The moment the Lord gave you your understanding and gave you your nationality back, he handed you a crown. Your job is to fight like hell and keep it. Yeah, more than that.
Yeah, I
Bring it
just
out.
had a. Go ahead.
Bring it out. You got a preach up?
You got a pre?
You got one? No, I'm talking about him. You got a preach up?
Yeah, because he said he was saying how you know that the beginning of that precept. He said I know
Troubles
them
and
that say they
tribulation.
are Jews, which
Oh,
are not.
okay.
So that just brought Hosea 1 and 10 to my mind. It says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it is said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are sons of the living God.
And that's what's being revealed to us now, man. Now we recognize that we're the sons of Yahawashi, and that what we're going through right now is a punishment for not assuming that responsibility, man. So now that we're at that point that the Lord has shown us mercy by giving us our identity back, then we know what? We know that our iniquity is accomplished, our enemy's judgment is nigh, and what? Salvation is nigh, man. We're supposed to be locked on that, man. Whatever comes, you don't want to get all the way to the fourth quarter and drop the ball, man. If you got to lay down your life, you done all of this sacrificing anyway, what's your life? You dead in Yahawashi anyway, man, what's your life? You got more on that?
I can finish it up. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, you want some more?
I'm good. You got anything?
This is Ephesians 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Right.
Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having the breastplate of righteousness.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And that shield of faith is important, man.
You got questions? You got any questions?
Thank you for the display, and I'm paying attention. Trying to pay attention.
You're welcome to listen, brother.
Thank you very much.
The shield of faith, man. The Lord has revealed this unto us. The Lord has revealed who we are and what and that we're here for a purpose. Every brother that understands this and knows that they're an Israelite, they have one purpose on this earth right now. And that's the priest in the kingdom of heaven.
Romans chapter, got more?
Yeah, he has more. Go ahead and get it out.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Romans 8:13. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. For as many as are led by the Spirit of Yahawah, they are the sons of Yahawah. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are children of Yahawah. And if children, then heirs, heirs of Yahawah, and joint heirs with Hamashiach Yahawashi.
Right.
If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together.
Exactly.
And that spirit, cause that came out twice.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey man, you starve with Yahawashi, you gonna eat with him, man. Point blank, period. And that's why I said don't follow after the flesh, because the flesh don't discern right and wrong, man. The flesh likes two things: comfort and pleasure. That's it. That's all the flesh wants, man. That's all the flesh gravitates towards. Comfort and pleasure. That's it. Exactly. The spirit is the one that discerns what's good and what's evil. That's why you have to bring your body into subjection. You got to say, nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't on that. And the fear of Yahawashi is going to move you to do that.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 23. Peace be to the brethren, and love with faith from Yahawah, Abba, and the Lord, Yahawashi, Mashiach. Grace be with all them that love our Lord, Yahawashi, Mashiach, in sincerity. Amen.
Yeah, and that grace falls upon the hopeful elect.
Right.
Because they're the ones that sincerely turn back from their wicked ways. It's not about words. It's not about saying, okay, I believe in the Lord, but I'm going to continue living my own lifestyle. Your sins ain't covered, man. Your sins are not covered by Yahawashi. Because there's no repenting in you. Repenting means to turn back. It doesn't mean to say I'm guilty. It means to say I'm guilty and not do it again. It's a difference. And to those that have done that, grace is unto them, man. And ultimately it falls down to the elect of the nation of Israel, man. Nobody else. Because this contract is not with any other family on the earth.
Yeah, I just had to make a quick point. When the brother brought out the Romans 8:3, it says, but if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. So you don't need, I'm sorry, Salaki 8:13. You don't have to be perfect, but a righteous man, when he goes off, he's gonna be remorseful, and he's gonna try to sin less. So the definition of mortify is to feel embarrassed, ashamed, or humiliated. So I just wanted to make that quick point.
No, that's beautiful, brother, because you made a beautiful point, which is scriptural, man. This walk of ours is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. If it was about perfection, you wouldn't need Yahawashi. It's about progress. That's why in Ecclesiastes it tells you to turn back to the Lord and offend less. That's our job.
In the script, the apostles, who is Peter? The rock, right?
Right.
Okay, so this is Peter. This is what Peter did. This is Matthew 26. I'll start at verse 40. And he, Yahawashi, and he cometh unto the disciples, and findeth them asleep, and saith unto Peter, who is the rock, what, could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So even Peter was a perfect man, and Yahawashi always getting on Peter.
You know? Come on, man. And we locked in these bodies, man. That's why I believe it's Romans 6 where Paul goes into what old wretched man that I am, man. The things that I would want to do, I don't do it. And the things that I don't want to do, I'm doing it.
And he was wild, man. He had to bring his body into subjection.
But that's so no man can boast, man. Could you imagine coming back to your heritage and still being under the old covenant? Looking at an Israelite who's really from birth, 8th day, all that. he gonna boast himself against. That's why Paul was making that that example, that comparison. Like, look, it ain't about works. So no man can boast. You can't say, because if anybody can boast, I can boast. I'm a Hebrew of the Hebrews. This ain't about perfection. This is about progress. This is about progress. Let's get Ecclesiastes 17 and 17.
Ecclesiastes 17 and 17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Yasharallah is the Lord's portion, whom being his firstborn, he nourished with discipline, and giving him the light of his love, doeth not forsake him.
The Lord is never going to forsake our nation. Right now, we're going through a disciplinary period. And he's never forsake. He give us the what? The light of his love, man. What is that light? That's his understanding. The conclusion of the matter. Continue on that one out if you can.
Therefore all their works are as the sun before him, and his eyes are continually upon their ways. None of their unrighteous deeds are hid from him, but all their sins are before the Lord. But the Lord Yahawashi, being gracious and knowing his workmanship, neither left nor forsook them, but spared them. The arms of a man is as a signet with him, and he will keep the good deeds of man as the apple of his eye.
So the Lord he's not looking at your mistakes like he's looking at your accomplishments. The Lord said, look, I know my workmanship, so I spared them. I'm not going to hold them to lock, seal, and barrel of this law. But all the good works that they're doing, I'm paying more attention to that than their failures. A lot of times, brothers go to pray and be snot crying and shit. You know how you get on them days. You feeling like a wretched man. You in a wretched man mode. You crying and shit like.
Yeah, man.
Hey, the Lord is. You know what the Lord doing? You holding your head low. The Lord's doing this. Look up. I ain't bring you in this to fail you. I ain't bring you in this to be worried about your mistakes more than your accomplishments. All I need to do is progress. I need you to turn that D into a C. Turn that C into a B. Work your way up. I'm not asking you to have an A overnight. I'm asking you to turn that 78 to 80. Let's start there. Let's turn that 80 into an 82. Yeah, you missed 7 of them. I'm not worried about the 7 you missed. I'm worried about the 8 you got right. Because your big brother died for all of the ones you missed. What they have in school, they call it grade forgiveness. We taking a big ass, excuse my French, we taking a big test right now, and everything we get wrong through the spirit of Yahawashi, we get grade forgiveness. If we do what? If we finish the test. You can't get up in the middle of the test and walk away, and then when it's time to give the rewards to those that pass, you say, oh, what about my wrong answers? You stop taking the test. You don't count. You got to finish this test. And it's about perfection. The Lord ain't looking for hundreds.
Patient saints.
Exactly.
And what you have said too, this wisdom, this Ecclesiasticus chapter 11 verse 1. Wisdom lifteth up the head of him that is of low degree, and maketh him to sit among great men.
Exactly, man. This wisdom is lifting our heads up, man. Every time we mess up, the Lord give us a scripture on grace. By grace are ye saved, and that's not of yourself.
Right.
Saved through faith is the gift of the Most High.
This is 2 Peter 3 and 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise,
Right.
as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
And
Lord
look
willing.
how long the Lord has suffered the wicked. You don't think he gonna suffer you trying? All this time the Lord done suffered Esau to rain in blood.
Would you say though about 800 years?
You don't think You don't think the Lord gonna look at you with mercy for trying? These nations aren't even trying. They didn't even try. And the Lord is long suffering on them, on what they're doing. How much more for us?
Yeah, man.
I was watching the brothers in Miami, GMS Miami. They were doing like a little warm up, and they was going in, and I was like, man, he's right. He was like, man, you don't know Yahawashi fighting for us, man, and helping us. You know, I was like, yeah, bro, he want us to get it, man. He's rooting for us, man. Yeah, exactly.
The mediator, man. The mediator of what? Of a better covenant.
Oh, get that. 1 Timothy 2 and 5.
The mediator of a better covenant, man, so that our people wouldn't perish and be destroyed in captivity forever.
You were talking about, you know, just bringing that 78 up to an 80.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is Ecclesiastes, because 17 and 25. It says, "Return unto the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi, and forsake thy sins.
Right.
Make thy prayer before his face, and offend less."
Right.
It didn't say don't offend, because you can't not offend.
Right.
It said offend less.
Offend
Let's
less.
shoot for A. You got a 77.
That's it.
All right, now let's even take it further. You got a
The mediator.
66.
Yeah.
I gotta say this. How do you get that grade up though? How do you get the grade up? By doing the homework, doing the classwork, doing the work. You gotta do the work. You gotta study, man.
Study.
You gotta eat the roll, like you said. That's the work, man. You ain't gonna get your grade up unless you're doing the work.
And when you study, you get wisdom on that topic, whatever it is. It is.
That's
Now,
what
and
it
that
works,
wisdom,
man.
that wisdom does what? It lifts the head of him that is of a lower state. Because every brother is looking at himself in the mirror and thinking about all the things he falls short on, man. But know that the Lord is not looking at those mistakes like you looking at them. He said he knew his workmanship and he spared him. Come on, man.
That's what it is, man. Study to show thyself approved, bro. It's like you being on Jeopardy, and the category of NBA sports come up, a topic that you know. You like, I'm golden.
Right.
I'm golden. I know this. I studied this. I live this. You know what I mean? So you just gotta be prepared.
If I can say, that's why our faith is being exercised. It's just like basketball players. Kobe said in one clip that he was like, in the fourth quarter when I'm shooting that free throw, I don't get scared because I shot that free throw 20,000 times already. This is just another free throw.
It's the same free throw, just at the end of the game.
That's why the Lord keep chastening us. That's why he keep putting us through shit. So it's like, oh, I seen this before.
That free throw sewn in his heart, you always going to be.
Exactly. You done been shooting that free throw so many times. You done exercised your faith so much. Oh shit, I don't know how I'm eating. Let the Lord deal with it.
Like I said, rehearse the right step.
Oh, that's what it was. That Hebrew 12. I wanted to get in the beginning when we first started. By the chastening of the Lord. But go ahead and bring that out, though.
1 Timothy 2, verse 5. For there is one power and one mediator between the Most High and men, the man Hamashiach Yahawashi, who gave himself a ransom for all to be testified in due time.
So he gave himself up for us, man. He's fighting for us, man. He put his body as a sacrifice, man.
He said a ransom for
A
all.
ransom for the elect.
For
not
the
all.
elect. Hey, come.
Ultimately, all of
He
y'all
said, them that don't want to serve him, bring them hither and slay them before
Slay them
me.
before me.
So it ain't a ransom for all, for the elect. For all of the elect. He said, not one grain is going to fall. You know?
And eventually all Israel is going to be saved. So eventually on the back end, they just not going to get first dominion.
Right.
You gotta come back in a
In a nutsack.
in a nutsack. Come back into the kingdom in a nutsack.
You got
He said he broke it.
Verse 6. Who gave himself a ransom for all to be testified in due time, whereunto I am ordained a preacher and an apostle. I speak the truth in Hamashiach, and I lie not, a teacher of the Gentiles in faith and virtue. I will therefore that men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands without wrath and doubting.
Oh, without wrath and what? And doubting, man.
Right.
Without wrath and without doubting, man. We're not in the time of doubt. Everything we've read is starting to come to pass.
But he's going to be fully persuaded in his own mind.
count the cost.
And them Gentiles were talking about lost sheep of Israel, man.
Right. Just like us. We were aforetime Gentiles, man. We were separated, we were strangers to the commonwealth of our nation, man. Because we didn't know we were a part of our nation. Like it says in Hosea, the 1st chapter, the 10th verse, there shall be said, you are the sons of the living God. Man.
Hosea 8:8, Israel is swallowed up. Now said they be among the Gentiles, wherein there's no pleasure.
Then he talks about ransom. That made me think, hey, we were bought with a car. You know what I'm saying? Bought with a, what was it? Bought with a price. So who are we to do anything other than what we're supposed to do?
Like we always say, it's a reasonable
service, man. Reasonable service.
Yeah, I'm on that.
Got Hebrews chapter 7, verse 25. Wherefore he is able also to save them to the uttermost that come unto Yahawah by him, seeing he ever liveth to make intercession for them. That would go on him fighting for us.
Yeah, Yahawashi is making an intercession. He's an intercessor and a mediator for us, man. And his blood ushered in the newest covenant and the last covenant, so to speak, man. Because after this, the law's going to be written in our hearts. We're not going to have to have another coming to the table and come to negotiation.
7:27.
Yahawashi gave us the second covenant, and Yahawashi's blood was shed to initiate that, to sign that. And he's fighting for us, man. Those who sincerely come back to Yahawashi. You gotta agree?
Bring that out.
Okay, I'll let him bring it
Bring
out.
it out.
Hebrews 7:27, who needed not daily, as those high priests, to offer up sacrifice, first for his own sins and then for the people.
Right.
For this he did once, when he offered up himself.
Right. I like that, brother. I like that one.
For the law maketh men high priests, which have infirmity, but the word of the oath, which was since the law, maketh the Son, who is consecrated forevermore.
Right.
And Yahawashi's been consecrated forevermore, man. Because now we're entering into a period or a time of eternity, man. The wages of sin is death, and the nation of Yasharahla is going to receive the law, statutes, and commandments in their heart. That's why in Romans the 11th chapter it says that iniquity is going to be taken away from Jacob. There's going to be no more iniquity found in Jacob. And the Lord said he's going to remember our sins no more. This is Hebrews chapter 9, and I'll start at verse 16. No, I'll start at 14. Nope, I'll start at 11. But Hamashiach being come and high priest of good things to come, by a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is to say, not of this building,
Right.
neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood, he entered in once into the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption for us.
You know, Isaiah.
This is Hebrews 11.
Okay.
9 and 11. That eternal
No. I thought he was in Isaiah. What is that? 63? No, 64, I think. Go ahead.
That eternal redemption for us is going to be eternal because the law, statutes, and commandments are going to be written in our hearts. We're going to be eternally saved. The wages of sin being death and sin being taken away from the nation of Israel means they're going to have everlasting life.
This is Hebrews 8, and I'll start at 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord, Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people.
Exactly, and that's exclusive, not inclusive. That's why all of these religions are popular, because they're all inclusive. The real understanding of the scriptures is exclusive. But that goes into the second covenant, man. And what was that second covenant? How was it stamped? Let's get it. This is Hebrews 9 again, and I'll start at 13. For if the blood of bulls and of goats and the ashes of an heifer, sprinkling the unclean, sanctifieth to the purifying of the flesh. How much more shall the blood of Hamashiach, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to the Most High, purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living God? And for this he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament, they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. Because the whole point was so that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and his seed thereafter could receive that eternal inheritance. The only way that would happen was through this second covenant. I'm going to read that one more time. This is Hebrews chapter 9, verse 15.
Yeah.
And for this cause, he is the mediator of the New Testament.
Right.
That shows you that testament and covenant are one and the same.
Back that up.
Yeah, yes.
I got to back that up.
Okay. Hebrews 9 and 15. For this cause, he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament, they which are called, who is called, man? The nation of Yasharahla is called. Jacob my called, Israel my called,
Right.
in whom I will be glorified in. That were under the first testament, they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance.
Right.
For where a testament is, there must also of necessity be the death of a testator. For a testament is of force after men are dead. Otherwise it is of no strength at all while the testator liveth. Whereupon neither the first testament was dedicated without blood, showing you that even the first covenant, it was not dedicated without blood. Let's get it. Verse 19. For when Moses had spoken every precept to all the people according to the law, he took the blood of calves and of goats with water and scarlet wool and hyssop, and sprinkled both the book and all the people, saying, This is the blood of the testament which the Most High hath enjoined unto you. Right? So I want to get something real quick, because this was said again. All right? Matthew 26 and 28. All right? And this is Yahawashi speaking. For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for the remission of sins. So what you see is a back and forth, man.
That's right. We got Hebrews chapter 10, verse 4. For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sins. Wherefore when he cometh into the world, he saith, Sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared me.
Exactly. Continuing on, Hebrews 9 and 20. I start 19 again. For when Moses had spoken every precept to all the people, according to the law, he took the blood of calves and of goats with water and scarlet wool and hyssop, and sprinkled both the book and all the people, saying, This is the blood of the testament which the Most High hath enjoined unto you. Moreover, he sprinkled with blood both the tabernacle and all the vessels of the ministry. And almost all things are by the law purged with blood, and without shedding of blood is no remission. And that's why in Matthew 26 and 28 he said, This is the testament, and my blood being shed for what? For the remission of sins.
That's what I'm saying.
Back in Hebrews 9 and 23. It was therefore necessary that the pattern of things in the heavens should be purified with these, but the heavenly things themselves with better sacrifices than these. For Hamashiach does not enter into the holy places made with hands, which are the figures of the truth, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of the Most High for us.
Right.
Just like the brother said.
He's interceding in the tabernacle of heaven.
Exactly. He didn't go into the tabernacle made with hands. Because the whole time the Lord was showing us a process with things that we could understand.
Shadow to come.
Exactly.
Right.
All of these things were a shadow of things to come. That's why he had the high priest. That's why he had the goats the ram's blood. The Lord was taking the time to properly show us what he was going to do in the end.
Beautiful.
Baby steps. The Lord was giving us those baby steps. And now we at the conclusion, man. A little bit more, a couple more verses. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 24, one more time. For Mashiach is not entered into the holy places made with hands, which are the figures of the truth, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of the Most High for us. Nor yet that he should offer himself often, as the high priest entered into the holy place every year with the blood of others, for then must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world. But now once in the end of the world hath he appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment. So Hamashiach was once offered to bear the sins of many, and unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation. And that's a beautiful way Paul showed that the first covenant and that second covenant were connected. That even in the first covenant, the Lord knew we was going to go off, just like he knew we was going to go off in the garden.
Right.
But I'm going to take y'all through this process. But don't worry, just chill, because I'm going to show y'all a better way. Now we're entering into the better way. Now we're grasping, okay, this is why this happened. Now we understand why the blood of Hamashiach was so important.
Right.
Because now it's covering up all of your mistakes. All of those wrong things that we've done is covering that up. And the blood of bullocks could not do that for us.
Right, right.
It could change it could make the Lord forgive us for that temporary act, but it couldn't change your mind. It couldn't change your spirit and your ability to want to do sin anyway. A better sacrifice had to be prepared for us to change that mentality.
Good.
Yep.
Done.
Hebrews chapter 8 and 8. I'm not sure if any of the brothers read it yet. For finding fault with them, he said, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
Right.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt. That's going on that second covenant. That has to be a second covenant.
And finding fault with us, man. Finding a mistake in us and our inability being in this flesh to do the right thing. The Lord said, look, I'm going to make a way for them to actually get this. Even in Ezekiel, he said, I'm going to take that stony heart, I'm going to give you one of flesh. You're going to keep these precepts like you breathe.
Right.
That's the promise. That's the second covenant. That's the New Testament. And where does a heathen fit in there?
Nowhere.
How much less a Edomite? Come on, man.
Go? Oh, no, I was just bringing it out that you just brought it up. So it's Ezekiel 36, and I'll start at 22. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord, Yahawashi Yahawashi, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake.
Because what do Jake say in the street? My word is bond. My word is bond. I am my word. Like if a man don't keep what he say he's gonna do,
No good.
that's why he said, I'm not doing it for your sake, because you really don't deserve it.
Right.
But you know who did deserve it? Abraham. He deserved it. You know who else deserved it? Isaac. He definitely deserved it. You know who else? Jacob. He deserved it. And because of your three forefathers, this eternal inheritance, like it said in Hebrews 9, that's an indicator. Eternal inheritance. What's up, brother? Eternal inheritance is an indicator. Yeah. That shows you, man. You got it, brother.
Which ye have profaned among the heathen, whither ye went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, Yahawashi Yahawashi, saith the Lord, Yahawah, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes.
That's a separation. That's the Lord saying, I'm going to be sanctified in you before their eyes. And if you look at what's going on now, we're being sanctified now in the eyes of all the heathens now, as we speak. They don't understand what's going on right now.
Straight prophecy.
This is a verse that they just, it's like a rapper rapping right over their heads, man. They don't know what the hell going on, man. They just like the beat.
For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land.
And that's why the Lord gonna deal with the so-called white man. That man's out of there. But Jake needs to take this role and eat it, man. Instead, Jake is walking around here trying to be like this heathen, and the Lord said he's gonna sanctify you in their eyes, man. Why would you want to be like the people that the Lord's not gonna sanctify? Wouldn't you want to be this guy? This the guy, this the hero. Come on, man.
It's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond that all they look for, and their repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fools, accounting his life madness, and his end to be without honor.
Exactly, and that's what they do now, man. But that standing in great boldness is another aspect of that sanctification in the eyes of the heathens, man. Now we're not out here with Jabot jeans and backwards hats smoking Blackie Mouse. We out here bringing out the word, man. And that's the Lord sanctifying his people before their eyes, man. You got it, brother.
Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them.
And that's the completion of the second covenant, man. Our law, our minds being changed, and the spirit of Yahawashi shall be put in us, man, to govern the nations in righteousness. That's the Lord's goal, and that was what was included in the inheritance. That's why Jacob's promise was that nations were going to bow down before him. That's a part of our inheritance.
Isaiah chapter 25, verse 6. And in this mountain shall the Lord of hosts, Yahawashi, make unto all people a feast of fat things, a feast of wines on the lees, of fat things full of marrow, of wines on the lees well refined. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the perfect cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. He will swallow up death in victory, and the Lord Yahawah will wipe away tears from off. He will swallow up death in victory, and the Lord Yahawah will wipe away tears from off all faces, and the rebuke of his people shall he take away from off all the earth. For the Lord has spoken.
The rebuke, the shame of his people shall he take away from all the earth, man. All that ridiculousness that these other nations like to look at our people and point the finger at, man, the Lord's gonna remove that. And it says that death is gonna be swallowed up. Now was Isaiah going to all these other nations and spread this message? No. He was talking to Jake.
Right.
So that all wasn't the world. He was talking to his nation.
Right,
The Lord, most importantly, the Lord was talking to his nation.
And that's what he said in Isaiah 69. Go, he said, I'll go. But he said, how long should the eye be closed?
Right. Until the earth be destroyed, until the destruction hit, man.
And that's why Yahawashi said that. What he said, that's why. Remember, he was like, why you speak to them in parables?
Matthew 13,
prophecy
yeah.
can be fulfilled.
Because they weren't supposed to get it.
Right.
Not right now. That's
Yeah,
a beautiful
precept.
thing, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Ecclesiasticus chapter 44, verse 19.
Yo.
This goes back to
Beautiful.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah, bro, I bring that out all the time.
Abraham was a great father of many people.
Where's that again, brother?
This is
44 and 19.
44 and 19. Ecclesiasticus. Yep. Abraham was a great father of many people. In glory was there none like unto him,
Right,
who kept the law of the Most High and was in covenant with him.
right,
He established the covenant in his flesh,
right,
and when he was proved, he was found faithful.
So
Right.
he wasn't given the title faithful until he was proved.
God.
That's bomb. That shows you that.
Tested.
Right.
Covenant in his flesh goes back to circumcision too.
Right. But he wasn't found faithful until the Lord tested him and proved him. Then the Lord said, all right, that's my son. I done proved him and he really held it down for me.
Right,
And remember, our forefathers are the reason that the Lord's going to remove the so-called white man and give us our kingdom.
Just like Jacob. He didn't just give him, he had to wrestle the angel. Then he gave it to him. You got to prove yourself, man.
Even so is Israel's portion, like it said, second Ezra, what's that, the 6th or the 7th chapter?
right,
Even so is Israel's portion.
right,
You got it, brother.
It's verse 21. Therefore, he assured him by an oath that he would bless the nations of his seed.
Now that oath, right? That oath. When you read Luke 1 and 73, it said that oath he made with Abraham. When you go to Deuteronomy 7 and 7, that's the same oath, man. Go ahead.
Reading 21 again. Therefore, he assured him by an oath that he would bless the nations of his seed, and that he would multiply him as the dust of the earth, and exalt his seed as the stars, cause them to inherit from sea to sea, and from the river unto the utmost part of the land.
Right,
With Isaac did he establish likewise, for Abraham his father's sake, the blessing of all men and the covenant,
right,
and made it rest
upon
the head
Jacob.
of Jacob.
Right.
He
And-
acknowledged him, his blessing, and gave him an inheritance,
Right.
and divided his portion.
Among the 12 tribes did he part them.
Not among the whole world, not among
Right.
all the nations,
Right.
among the 12 tribes. Wow, that's a cold cut, man.
That's a cold
That's
cut.
And our nation trying to be like the so-called white
That's-
man. And he the bottom
That's
of
a
the barrel.
fatality.
I bring that out a lot, man.
Come on,
I be
man.
bringing that out a lot.
Be who you
I don't
were
got
made
that
to be,
big.
man.
Rip his
I got that big. I don't got that big
chest
boxed
out
in
of
for
his
nothing,
chest.
brother.
I
I got that whole thing
That's
boxed
beautiful.
in.
God,
I'll be all over that.
That was beautiful.
Bring that out. That Isaiah 53.
Isaiah 53 starting at the top.
Yeah.
Who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Most High revealed?
Right. Oh, it said to whom the arm of the Most High is revealed. To the elect, man. Go ahead.
For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of the dry ground.
Right.
He hath no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him.
Right.
He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief.
And that was during the time when Yahawashi was being prosecuted and crucified by the Romans, man. Go ahead. Which was Judah, Benjamin, Levi, the Pharisees and Sadducees. Okay, that was them putting Yahawashi to shame. Go ahead.
And we hid as it were our faces from him.
Right.
He was despised, and we esteemed him not.
The 2/3 did. Go ahead.
Surely he hath borne out griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of the Most High, and afflicted.
Right.
But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities.
Right.
The chastisement of our peace was upon him,
Right.
and with his stripes we are healed.
With his stripes, we are healed. When you read 2 Samuel, is it 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel 7:14, it's saved by the stripes of men.
Yes.
That it was speaking about Solomon, but that was talking about Yahawashi, man. Go ahead.
All we like sheep have gone astray, we have turned everyone to his own way, and the Most High have laid on him the iniquity of us all.
Right. That's what him being crucified. When the brother just read in Hebrews 7:27, man. Go ahead.
He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter.
That's why he was great.
Right.
He was
Hold
fully
on.
great. He was deep down, man.
Right. Let me read this real quick. Hold on. This 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 14. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men and with the stripes of the children of men. So that's what the brother reading right now by Yahawashi, man.
He was talking about Solomon.
Yeah, he was talking about Solomon. So this talking about, but that was talking about Solomon. He said with the rod of men. Solomon never got beat with the stripes of men.
Just like